Hey everyone, and welcome to r/HOA, the place where we get to see homeowners associations that really aren't doing their job, or actually, on occasion, doing it way too well. Now, I kinda lied, this won't just be r/FHOA, this'll be a whole bunch of other stuff, r/HOA, malicious compliance snuck in here, but they're all related to HOAs and their committees being absolute jerks. You guys are going to enjoy this one, so let's not waste another second and get straight into this first one by user/Endoman13. I've never met anyone who said, "Oh good, an HOA." We all have trash cans, but the sight of them offends the delicate eyes of some. So I complied with the new rule of no seeing bins from the street. I find a notice of my bins being out, which is surprising, because I'm the only one who touches the cans, and I know I'm 100% compliant. I call in and ask why I got the notice. The full description says, bins in driveway with lids off. I asked if this happened to be on a Tuesday, and sure enough, it was. Wednesday's pickup, and I was doing my weekly cleaning. I was effing using them, I calmly explained through gritted teeth. Oh, okay, I'll remove the notice. Great, but how do I prevent this from happening again? Oh, I guess notify us? Alright, I said, I'll notify you every time I'm using my trash cans. Oh, that won't be necessary. Clearly, it is. That was 5 Tuesdays ago. Today, I once again called promptly at 10 o'clock and let Alan know I was about to use my trash cans. You know what, Mr. Enderman, I'm just going to put a hold on any trash can notices for you. Hey, that would be swell, Alan. That would be swell. And that's what you do. If your HOA members are being nitpicky little pieces of garbage, you just be twice as annoying back. I get fined when I use my bins, and the only way to avoid it is to call you? Well, sure, I'll call every time I use my bins. Whether that's taking rubbish out at 5 in the morning, or maybe it's 10 PM at night and I just need to get a little bit of last minute trash out. I will call you. I love it, OP. That was a really nice way to deal with it. And here's the next one by user/Teddy'sNigs. This particular HOA was along a small street near a golf course, and the entry to the HOA was in the middle of the street. Most people lived on the eastern half, but all 5 board members lived on the western half. When I bought my condo there, I noted the eastern half was nicer looking. But I naively assumed it was due to the people on that side decorating it themselves. When I moved in, the HOA fee was around $250 a month, and it covered water, and in turn the HOA was responsible for roofs and exteriors, including landscaping. When I finally moved out 4 years later, the fees were nearly $450 a month, and scheduled to go up again. They claimed this was due to rising costs and a long-term beautification project. And there definitely was something happening, but all to the western end of the street. The eastern side, where 2/3 of the members lived, including myself, would maybe get 5 azalea bushes. The western side, however, got a massive decorative garden and new trees. The eastern side was covered with moss. The western side was pressure washed 3 or 4 times a year. Like a fool, I attended a meeting to ask about the disparity. I was told that things just hadn't gotten to my end yet. When I attended the second meeting to complain, I'd worked my way onto their bad list, and began receiving notes about how I was not in compliance with their rules and being threatened with fines. Worse still, when a golfer broke my backdoor window, the HOA initially tried to claim that I was trying to cheat them into paying for a replacement windshield on my car. I have no idea where they got this idea. The final straw was when water began pouring through my ceiling due to a repair contract that happened to go to the son-in-law of the president of the board, and they tried to somehow claim they weren't responsible for any of the repair costs or damages. I was able to sell my condo a few months later, and I've been HOA-free for almost a decade now. I will never live in an HOA again. Yeah, well, clearly they did have rising costs in this HOA. They set up a full garden, that clearly had its cost, and well, they were probably planning on doing more. Except, unfortunately, it just wasn't on your half, OP. But $450 a month. I get that that includes water, but still, that is absolutely insane. That was probably comparable to your rent, OP. I mean, maybe not comparable, but maybe half of what you pay in rent. Like, it would have just been crazy, crazy money. And here's the next one by user/can't be calm. Been in a condo for 8 years, even served as treasurer, haven't been on the board in 4 years. Went under contract, inspection found moisture above all the windows and doors. Seems like a siding issue. No worries. It's a condo association which regulates and is responsible for any exterior. They'll take care of it, right? Buyers wanted written assurance it'll be handled and any mold mitigated. The agent who gets in touch with the HOA gets the runaround. I get a phone call. Supposedly, they just that week got a study that said no homes were properly wrapped, wasn't code when built, and they need to do a massive siding project. My agent gets an email then stating that if it's windows, it's my responsibility to fix it. It's not the windows. There is also a big battle over what happens with theoretical mold remediation. HOA manager didn't want to commit to anything. The buyers, though, are understanding. They ask for an increase in seller's assistance, so I'm willing to take a $2,500 hit to be done with the HOA. We sign and are happy and great. Not. Today, I get a call from my realtor. The buyers worked with the HOA over the weekend to talk about this project, which I still haven't seen any official documents about, and reportedly were spooked by the need for a special assessment, bankrupting the HOA, mold, and etc. The HOA manager, in my agent's words, scared the F out of them, so they withdrew their offer. My HOA has a rental cap. I have no idea if I'll be able to rent. They also have a meeting tonight, close to the community, board-only Zoom, and haven't been posting meeting minutes. We skipped our annual meeting due to the virus, and in April, they were down to one board member, so I don't know what to do, but I needed to rant. I doubt a lawsuit will get me anywhere. I've moved into a new place. I just hate that I made an HOA my starter home. I don't think I'll ever be rid of it. Agent wants to relist. I needed some time to process though, maybe a day. Yeah, damn, that really sucks, OP. What I suspect is happening is your HOA just doesn't have any money left. They've been wasting it on making weird gardens and whatnot, primarily for themselves of course, and just haven't got anything left when a major issue like this one comes up, and so they're just giving everyone the runaround, trying to scare people, and hoping they can somehow get the situation under control. I guess that's a thing. Everyone wants to be on the HOA board in the good times, but then as soon as there's a problem, they want to shift responsibility and put others in charge. I guess that's just the way it is. And here's the next one by user/Chris from RMNB. I live in a pretty nice, middle-class neighborhood, basically right outside of a large city in the western United States. It's a new neighborhood in the grand scheme of things, and more houses are only just being built, evidenced by an unfinished cul-de-sac down the street from me. There's a big old lake that sits in the middle of the whole thing, where recreational activities occur, a small shop-and-go store, and a bar. Those are the only three things that I would guess separate us from being just a purely residential area. Now, we obviously have an HOA, or I wouldn't be here to complain. Said HOA is mandatory to join, and I was happy to do so as there are no regular monthly fees, which is something I've never experienced before. I thought that was a little strange, but soon found out why they had set it up that way. The head of our HOA is an absolute psycho person. If he dealt massive quantities of cocaine and had murdered multiple people, I would not be surprised in the slightest. If you simply have your trash out in a slightly askew manner, he'll fine you $10. I'm not joking. It's the most petty stuff I've ever experienced. I've received multiple $10 fines for supposed rule violations. He's the type of person that drives a gigantic lifted truck because he's obviously compensating for something. He open carries firearms. He wears flip-flops literally everywhere he goes, even in the winter. He once tried to pull over an actual police officer and detain them for supposed speeding. Him and the rest of his HOA buddies, who are all friends due to having a kid around the same age, all hang out in the aforementioned bar literally every single night, like there's some sort of biker club and not a discount neighborhood watch. One day, I had the audacity to question their fining methods at bi-monthly neighborhood meetings, and I was met with accusations that I must be a Russian, because this is how we do things here. I'm living surrounded by insane people. This is not normal behavior, correct? I am not going insane. F the HOA. Oh yeah, OP, you definitely are not. I'm just imagining this group of massive middle-aged guys in like shorts and flip-flops, just sitting at a bar drinking. It's a funny picture in my mind. Though I do think we have a solution to the last post's problem, where they clearly were running out of money. Here, they don't have that problem. I think your guy needs to give lessons, and then maybe he can start an online course or something. Imagine that, an online course for HOA presidents. That would be truly terrifying. And here's the next one by user/asong. We own a condo in a community with heavy HOA fees. Our tenant has a total of 5 cars, but he only has a 1-car garage, driveway, and 2 parking passes. He has 2 kids that come and go from college, hence the extra 2 vehicles. Our tenant has managed to park his smart car horizontally in front of his garage and park his F-150 in front of a smart car, all while staying off the sidewalk. HOA claims it's a safety hazard because the gas meter is right next to the driveway. There's a cement pillar that blocks it. People would be more likely to hit the gas meter reversing into their driveways. They also claim it prevents them from doing maintenance 2 times a year on the hedges next to the driveway because of the way the vehicle is parked. Again, his truck blocks the same area if he were to pull forward. The HOA couple lives a roll across, and the balcony has a very plain view of his parking job. For some reason, they find it unsightly. They've been on his case since about January 2020, harassing our tenant with fines and attempting to tow off his own driveway. HOA had an impromptu board meeting and added a bylaw that stated specifically no parking horizontally in driveway. They claim the driveway is HOA property, however, nowhere in the handbook says it's common property. Our understanding is the driveway is semi-common? Please correct me if I'm wrong, so he should be allowed to park as he pleases. The HOA Karen is a bee and is really the one that cares. She never let our tenant give an official testimony during the board hearing. She cuts him off and repeatedly muted him and put him on hold during our joint Zoom call. No other board member really says much. Obviously, we've asked our tenant to move his car, but his hands are tied when his kids are home. And public parking is limited around us. Plus, he feels wrong taking up a whole parking space with a smart car. Is there a way to shut this lady down? Honestly, here's another one with just crazy people. I'm getting some funny ideas in the comments where he should just get rid of his cars in the driveway and get an absolutely beat up, spray painted car in instead. Like something that is completely, well and truly destroyed. Like for a few weeks, park the cars somewhere else and put in the most beat up piece of junk that you can find. That would drive Karen absolutely crazy. But it wouldn't be breaking the rules, would it? And guys, I think that post is going to be the last one for today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure to subscribe to the channel for edit videos every second day. But with that said, that is it from me. I hope you all enjoyed, and all I want to do is see you all here next time. See you later, guys.